Hey, welcome back friends. Kat here with Kat's Kitchen. So today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. It still pertains to food preservation. I'm going to be showing you how to vacuum seal a few different products. We're going to be doing a few different types of beans, some white rice, and then I have some egg noodles as well that need to be vacuum sealed for longer term storage. So we're just going to show you, it's very easy. You're only going to need a few different things. One thing is you're going to need a Sharpie to label. You're going to need some brown paper bags. You can pick these up at the dollar store. You can usually get either under 100 or right around 100 for $1 in a pack. You're going to need a food saver of your choice. You can purchase these online or at Walmart. And then you're going to need some food saver bags. I have a few different sizes here. Okay. And then some scissors. And that's it. Okay. And then obviously your products, depending on whatever you're going to be food saving. So I have some pinto beans, Great Northern beans, white rice, red beans. This one is from GFS. You can get GFS usually has them in a 5-pound bag, which is really nice. And then our egg noodles are also from GFS. This is also another 5-pound bag. And the smaller bags that I just showed you with the Great Northern, the pinto beans, and then the white rice, those are all from Aldi's. And those are, let's see, the rice is a 3-pound bag, and the Great Northern are 2-pound bags. So just to give you a little bit of an idea of when you go shopping, what you can get where. Okay, so here I'm just going to demonstrate the beans, the rice, and the pasta. And pretty much they're all the same process, but just to kind of give you guys an overlook of what it's going to look like. So I'm going to just pan down here so you can see. So first I have my bag here. I am just going to label what product we're putting in, and then I'm going to date this bag. So first we're going to start off with pinto beans. You can either put the exact date or you can just do the month and the year, which is what I'm going to do. So 11 of 21. Now you notice that I put the label down here towards the bottom of the bag, and you're going to see the reason for that in just a moment. Okay, so next what we're going to do is we're going to open this bag up here, get it ready for us. Now since these bags are 2-pound bags, I'm just going to do half of this. So I'm going to do 1-pound bags for our food preservation. So we're just going to, you can just cut the corner off your bag here. And you may need a kitchen scale. That's totally up to you. If you're doing a lot, you may want to use a kitchen scale. And I forgot to bring mine out, so here it is here. And then we're just going to zero it out. Okay, we are in pounds and ounces, and then we're just now going to fill this paper bag up to 1 pound. There we go. Okay. Set that off to the side. And I apologize, we do need one more thing I almost forgot, is some tape. You can use whatever kind of tape you want. I just happen to have masking tape, so that's what we're going to use. Okay, so now we're just going to shake the bag and get it nice and tight. And just kind of crimp it all the way around. Now here's where we're going to tape, but we're just going to tape right in the middle. We want these two ends to be open. And the reason for that is whenever we use the food saver, we're going to be pulling air out of this bag, and you want to have enough room for it to escape. The other thing you can do is if you're not using all of this space, this is a lot of unnecessary space, honestly, you can cut this down. There's no problem about that. Give that cut, give it a little tuck, tape it in the middle just to hold it, Okay, so here's our little parcel right now. And then I'm going to take one of my bags here. I already had some of these bags made up from the past time that I had to do this. I just want to see if any of my other bags are going to fit this. I think this one will fit. Okay, so we're just, once you cut these bags for the first time, you're going to want to seal this. So see how I have this seal right here? And I'll show you how I do that. So we're going to put our pinto beans in there. And then I'll show you the food saver here. We're going to open this up. And I'm going to show you where you want to put. So you have one seal here. You want to make sure your bag is over this. And then there's a little air vent right here that pokes up. You want to make sure your bag, the end of your bag is almost right underneath this, so that the air will come out of your bag, and then it'll automatically seal on this whenever you hit the vacuum, and then it'll seal. So I'm going to show you here now. Do this, and just make sure your bag is fairly taut. Okay, and we're just going to literally pull this up all the way to where it's hitting that little nozzle there. And then I like to snap one down, and then I pull tight just to make sure it's a nice seal. And then I click the other one in. And then now we're going to do the vacuum seal button, which is right here. It's going to make a little noise. And you should start to see the air come out of your bag. If it doesn't almost immediately start to pull air out, then that means you need to readjust your bag. It's taking its time, but it's definitely working. You're just going to let it go until it pulls all that air out. And if for some reason it doesn't seem like it's working, because that actually took a little too long, I'm just going to open it back up. I'm going to readjust it. And I'm just going to pull it back a little bit more to where it's still on that seal. Make sure it's nice and taut. The vacuum seal. There it goes. Now it's working a little bit better. There it is. See how it shrivels up? And then you can actually see the shape of the beans in there. That's what you want. So you heard it. It just stopped it stopped vacuuming. So now the sealing is in process. So now it's going to seal that up for us. And we are good to go. Once that light goes off, you can see that nice seal. It's going to be a little bit warm to touch. And then you can see, it almost looks like when you buy coffee before it's ground. That's what you want, guys. You want it to be nice and tight. So obviously, the reason why I actually got this idea for vacuum sealing like this from another YouTuber. And it's a really good idea because when you think about certain things, small products such as rice, I do the same with my rice, my flour, my sugar, basically all of my dried products. Yeast, I do it with yeast, I do it with baking soda, baking powder, basically anything, guys. This method will work on pretty much anything you need to vacuum seal. As far as dried products, I haven't necessarily tested it out on other food products, but I'm sure like dried fruits and maybe jerkies and stuff like that, I'm sure it would be just the same. So the reason why this method is so effective for just about any product that you want to vacuum seal is because we're using these little brown lunch bags. Now you very well can just use your vacuum sealing bags. There's pros and cons about it. Number one, it depends on what product you're going to be using. If you're going to be using something with a fine powder, such as flour, sugar, your baking sodas, your baking powders, your yeast, anything that's really, really fine, whenever you put it through your vacuum sealer, when it's pulling out the air, it can sometimes pull that product out of the bag. So pull that flour or whatever out of the bag, get clogged into your machine, and then your machine could be damaged or maybe not even work anymore. So this method with the brown paper bag definitely basically controls that. It keeps everything contained. The air can still get out. It's labeled, it's dated, it's ready to roll. So just for $1 more, getting a pack of 100 at the Dollar Tree, or your local dollar store or local grocery store. I mean, you can't beat it, guys. You can't beat it. And it looks like a little MRE once it comes out. It's really awesome. And then I have some black totes in my storage unit where you can get those from Sam's Club. They're really reasonable. I think they're right around, oh gosh, I want to say maybe between $8 and $15 for a large tote, black tote specifically with a yellow lid. The reason why I like the darker ones, and you can get some silver or gray ones, the reason why I like those ones opposed to the clear ones is because light can't penetrate through. And that's also another reason why the brown bag helps to preserve your food, because you have a few things that are going to basically harm your food from being preserved. That's oxygen and light. Those two things will definitely harm your, it'll basically just turn your food, it'll spoil your food faster, basically, if you think of things like that. So that's why once these are all set, I put them into my big totes, and then on the outside of my tote, I have an exact list of what's in there and how much of everything that's in there. That way I don't have to rummage through these totes. When I go into my room, I can just look right on the little list and just see exactly what's in there. And I try to keep the like items together, of course. So that's about it, guys. I'm going to just basically show you some more of the rice and the pasta, show you what that looks like whenever I vacuum seal it, but the process is literally the same for all of my dry ingredients. So I'm really excited to share this with you. I hope you enjoy it, and if you did find it informative or helpful in any way, please like, share, and subscribe. I really like doing these videos for you guys, and it definitely, this is good information to know. You can buy this stuff on sale and you can preserve it in different ways so that, like this, obviously, I do a lot of canning, but sometimes obviously with your dried goods, like as far as these kind of products, we're not canning these products. So we kind of have to figure out a different way to preserve them. But I do want to encourage you all to please go out and maybe just buy a few extra things for your pantry. Even if you can't do a large grocery haul or grocery load, please definitely just pick up a few extra things on a weekly basis, because they are saying that we may come into a food shortage here very soon. This is November of 21, and they're saying this winter, we may see a food shortage. And I know in my area, we definitely already seeing skyrocketing prices on food and gas. Not to mention, certain things just are not in stock. I know it's baking season, but when we went to Sam's Club, there was no yeast whatsoever, and there was no bags of flour. And I'm talking like they didn't have any little bags of flour, and they didn't have any 25-pound bags of flour. And usually I'll buy 25 pounds of bags of flour, and I'll break it down and I'll do all this with it. And I'll break it down into maybe a 5-pound bag. So just to kind of give you guys a little perspective on what's going on out there, there are shipments that are being delayed. Not all the products are coming in for one reason or another. I'm not trying to get too political on my channel. However, I do want to mention, because we should be helping each other out and, giving people advice and just little tips and comments about it the best way we can. So that's pretty much what my channel is all about. If you guys have any questions about food preservation or even certain recipes, like what recipes are good to have, long-term in your food storage, that's all, definitely please leave a comment below and let's help each other as a community, because I don't know everything. I'm not going to be that one to say I do. I'm learning just as much as you are. So please, let's help each other and help each other, give tips and tricks and different ways, even like this, just to save some money, buy things in bulk, save some money, and yeah, and just put a little bit each week away, and then you will be very surprised how fast your pantry will add up. And I just definitely encourage all of you guys to do that, no matter how old or young you are, no matter if you live in the city, the country, no matter where you are. It's very vital that we take care of our families. And you know, food, water, and heat, those are three main things. Every person is going to need those things. So please, I encourage all of you to please diligently look into those things. So next I'm just going to be doing, you're going to see me doing the rice and the pasta. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next video. I do want to mention, I'm very descriptive on what I put on my brown packet, my brown bag, because obviously you can't see through it. So depending on like the exact kind of bean, or, you know, whether it be a red bean or rice, what kind of rice, brown rice, white rice, I definitely write it on there because obviously you cannot see through it. And I never want to have to open it just because I can't necessarily see. So please be descriptive as possible on your bags. That way you won't have any question of what's in them. And you guys can see how easy this is. Truly is easy. And these kitchen scales aren't very expensive, guys. You can get these literally just about anywhere. Probably under $10 or around $10 to $15 at most. We can do the same thing with the rice. We got our bag. We've got our scale set to 0. I'm just going to nip a little corner off. And then we're going to pour it in until we reach, let's see, we're going to do 1.5 pounds on this one. If you're wondering how I do my measurements, usually if I have small bags like this, I just divvy them up. So I just divide that number in half. And that's usually a fairly good number for me. And like I said, we're just going to make it nice and tight. And I already trimmed off that excess. One piece of tape down the middle. And then I've got another bag here. Now we're going to make another bag for this. So now you're going to see how I get to seal it. Oh, never mind. I have another bag here. I've got bags everywhere, guys. Sometimes I got to put this in sideways. That's okay. We'll see if it'll go like this. My bottom's already sealed, obviously, because I already did this one. And I'm just going to put this right on the seal. Like I said, if it wants to curl up, just hit that one side down and then snap the other one in. And hit back seal. I just kind of give a little push just to help it out. Okay, so the vac seal went off. Now it is sealing and the seal button went off. Once the seal goes off, you can push the side buttons, 1, 2, up, and then there you have your nice seal. And then you can see the rice. I'm just measuring here for my bags. So these are the smaller bags. I'm laying down the noodles. These are the egg noodles. Okay, and I'm just kind of pulling this back a little bit. I'm just eyeballing this one. See how big of a bag we'll need. Some of these bags cut better than others, I've noticed. Okay, so we're going to seal this one. Got that steady. Hit seal. Usually there's no noise with the seal. There shouldn't be. And you can see how this is curled up a little bit because it was rolled in a roll. So I kind of put that curl in so that it stays. Okay, so this is done. We have our seal, like that. We're gonna open this up, put our pasta in. Hopefully it'll fit this one. I haven't tried this yet. Here we go, it should. Sideways. It's just a bit snug, but that's okay. All this air is going to come out. And a little bit long, but that's okay too. I'm actually going to trim this a little bit. That way I'll know how big of a bag I'll need for the next one. So this is a little bit of a learning curve process. That's about how big I need that bag. I trimmed about 1.5 inches off. Okay, now we're going to put our bag is in. Clamps are on. We're going to vacuum seal. Okay, here are your egg noodles, nice and sealed. One last thing I wanted to mention about the really nice thing about using these brown bags whenever you're doing pasta is I'm sure you heard the crunching sound. I'm sure some of these are going to be crushed. Obviously, you have to be okay with that. But some of the air, you know, we have to just get all that air out. But the other thing is if you were to just put that pasta in your vacuum seal bag, pasta will often puncture these bags whenever the air is coming out. So your brown paper bag acts as a little barrier so that there's no puncture. So that's just another thing I wanted to mention, another good point about those brown paper bags. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to finish up the rest of this, but this would give you a good example to see what rice looks like, vacuum sealed, what your beans are going to look like. And like I said, this is why I put the label towards the bottom. So all I have to do is move it like this, and then your pasta. Your pasta. And you want to write big, you want to write very legible. And there you have it. Thanks so much guys for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.